The first team that is going to be presenting today is Amsterdam. Amsterdam, if you could take a couple of seconds. If you want to present your slides, feel free to do so, and let us know when you're ready. We'll start the timer. Do we have a representative from Amsterdam here?
Okay, yes, I'm here, and I think we're ready.
Yeah, would you like to share screen?
Yes. So you're able to see the presentation?
Yep, all good. Take it away.
Okay. Okay, so this is Amsterdam and our product, Hamster Wealth. So Amsterdam is made up of a group of mates, Matthew, Raymond, and myself, Michael. We're all second-year students from the University of New South Wales in Sydney. Raymond and Matthew are studying computer science, and I'm studying computer science and mathematics. We're participating in this hackathon as we're interested in improving our skills in programming and design, and we enjoy working on projects together. We participated in our first hackathon rather recently and really enjoyed creating something as a team, so we decided to join our second hackathon here. So what is Hamster Wealth? Hamster Wealth. Hamster Wealth is a virtual portfolio tracker for the US stock market. It allows users to track their own portfolio or even create a hypothetical one as it isn't connected to a broker. It presents the user with data surrounding their positions on their stocks, as well as providing a graph to inspect the trends of each stock. So we created this because we feel that the stock market can be a bit daunting to get into for some people. So giving them a tool to play around with to, simulate purchasing stocks or even just track the ones that they're already purchasing can be very useful to improve. So here's the technicalities of our team. So I designed and prototyped the entire project using Figma for Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro. Matthew wrote the front-end code using JavaScript, React.js, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, React Bootstrap. And Raymond wrote the backend using Python, Flask, PostgreSQL, and Cyclope G2. Here is the video we're going to play now. Tell me if you can't hear the sound.
You can't hear the sound.
Okay.
I think there's an option in the bottom that allows you to connect computer audio. So while you're sharing screen, there should be a couple of Zoom. Right, so the arrow beside new share. I think advanced options. Let's hope it's this. Okay, it's not.
You can check on the three dots next to record. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're doing the web. You're using via the browser, all right, not the app.
Right.
Yeah. Is it not available to the web browser app?
Probably not.
Not sure.
Okay.
Is there any other mate in your team that has the same slides?
Yes. Do you mind if we take a bit of time to sort that out?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Just make sure to make it quick. Actually, so what we'll do is that since Amsterdam, they can sort it out in the back, we'll allow the next team to go forth. So judges, if you haven't made any notes, please just copy them, paste them, and with the other team. So our next team is Phoenix Wright. Fortunate but unfortunate, you couldn't watch Amsterdam's slides, but let's see what do you guys have for us.
Yeah, could you please share screen for us?
Do we have to allow it? I think it's already been allowed.
Hi, Joanna. You should be able to screen share now.
Yeah, I think it's one of our my teammates. Yeah, thank you. Okay, should we just start?
Yes, please.
Cool. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. We're Team Phoenix, right? And it's the teammates would be me, Bruce, Yia, and Jikai. And we're all second-year computer science students studying at the University of Melbourne. And we're all really passionate about technology and interested in web development as well. And that's why we decided to join this hackathon. So if we go to the next slide about inspiration. So when we first heard of the topic, which would be consumer technology, we thought, wow, it's quite a broad topic, to be honest. And so when we were thinking of exactly what we wanted to make, we thought, well, maybe it's better to just think about what we as consumers personally felt like was lacking in our life. So we felt like, recently because of, I guess, COVID, there has been a lack of social connections between people. And at the same time, as students, we also struggle sometimes to have that self-discipline to get things done. So in combination, these two factors, self-discipline and the motivation to complete our goals, as well as a lack of community, we felt like that was between our friends and ourselves. We felt like there was something there that we could make to solve this issue. And that's why we decided to create our website, which is called Candy Challenge. So I think for now, Yia will go on to talk about the design.
Yeah, hi, I'm Yia, and I mainly do the design and a little bit of front end with my team. And I'm going to talking about how we built this. So we mainly have the functions, the basic functions such as sign up page, the landing page of our web application, and also some for the challenges that we can create and join, and also we can gain candies from the challenges, and then we can exchange gifts by the candies we earned. That's how we award the users. So for the basics, this is our landing page, and this is our login and sign up page, and then the style of it, the main basic color style of it is the candy colors, like the light blue and this kind of purple, pink, and this can make the user feel more less late to doing their work, so they can complete their challenge easily. And for the challenges, we have our homepage, and here is the challenges you already joined, and here is other challenges. And then we can join here and create your own challenges, and we'll come to this afterward when we doing the things. So what I really want to do is go to the Figma for our design and show a little bit view of the so as you can see here, the home page, we can there is a basic bar here with the store page. You can go to the star, and then
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I don't think you're sharing the Figma screen.
oh, yes. Okay, here's our Figma, and we mainly start with the landing page. Let me get to the. Sorry for the waiting. I should open this earlier. So you can join us with your email address, and then you go to our homepage where here's your challenge you join, and here's other challenges. And the homepage, we have candy store here, or you can go to the store here, and here is how many candies you have, which you can exchange the gifts on the candy store page. And here is where you can create your new challenge. And here is your user details. And what we want also for us to communicate with others, you can also go to the others profile. Right. I don't think I have linked this in the Figma, but we have, I think we have in the main application. So that's mainly the thing I want to share here. So let's go to the live demo provided by Bruce.
Thanks, Iya. So I'll just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen now? So yeah, hi everyone, I'm Bruce, and I'm gonna take you guys have a quick look at our web. So here's our landing page, and if you simply click about, here's our introduction and inspiration of our website. And if you click contact, and you can type your email and contact us. So if you click join now, it will take you to the login page. And if you simply type anything, you can't really log in, and because it's not allowed. So you have to go to the sign up page and type a username, email address, so I have signed up successfully, and now I go to login page. And if you simply click, and this is detail of the challenge. And you can also go to your profile page. You can see your profile here, the username and email. And if you click this, here's where you can add and post your challenge.
Hi, sorry to cut you off, Phoenix, right? But you'll have to wrap up your presentation now. Your 8 minutes are up.
Oh, sorry, guys. So yeah, this is the overall of our web application. So thank you, guys.
And I'm thinking, can we still do the conclusion by Jikai?
So the quick
A
conclusion
short-
is
Unfortunately,
like
your agreements are up. So like we said, it's a strict deadline. You've got to keep it fair for each and every team that follows. So we'll start with the judges. Does any judge have questions for Phoenix, right?
So maybe
that way,
I'm happy to kick off the question.
please do.
So yeah, well done, great presentation. I think that's a great product as well. So my question is around target market and competitive analysis. So who is your target market, and whether you have done any competitor analysis?
We are actually targeting everyone. So like we create this web based on two ideas. The first one is for some people, most of people, when they are making plans, and they may feel lazy, or they may have some they couldn't finish their plans for some reason, and this is the app allows our web provides the opportunity to motivate those people who can't really finish their plans. And yeah, it can really motivate people. And the second idea is that because of the COVID, people have less connections between each other. And we can, this app is a very good opportunity for them to connect with people. And people can join their challenges together, and they can complete together. And after they complete, they can earn candies, and they can use the candies to exchange products in real life. Yeah. So that's the main ideas.
How about competitor analysis? Have you done any? Is there any other companies that's doing this in the market?
In terms of competitive analysis, I cannot really think of any companies who are really providing this kind of solution that we have, especially with, just the idea that we have in terms of creating and completing those challenges and then being able to exchange that for a real life product. So I currently cannot think of any other, I guess, competitors who have implemented this idea.
Okay, thank you. That was great.
Team, I had a question about the commercial model. So how would the vouchers that you can redeem using your candies, how would they be funded?
In terms of that, I think firstly we need to connect to the shops or any restaurants who is willing to cooperate with us, and after we have done that, we can make some deal with them, and we can use the candy as a tool to so users can use candies to exchange the products like vouchers, like gift cards.
Okay, so you're relying on the companies effectively subsidizing the voucher.
Yeah, may I add something for that?
Yeah.
Yes, we're thinking about at the start, we can have some, the restaurant that he mentioned, like we promote their restaurant, and then they give us the vouchers, and also the people can buy the candies instead of the challenges, or we can have some functions that are for the members only. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just have a question to you guys. So in terms of challenges, how do you validate if someone's completed a challenge? Is it someone's manually checking it, or are we automating it? It's all the process.
I think they should upload something like video or photos. If they upload something, we could let someone to check if the content is related. That maybe need to manually check. Yeah. And to approval the complete, like apply the completed. Right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think that was the end of the 6 minutes, if I'm right, Jaspreet.
Yes, there are still 30 seconds left, but if no one else has any more questions, then we can stop.
I'll throw in a question if I can. I really like the colors and the whole of it. It just looks like really apt to use. Have you thought about using this for having small groups of friends, competing together to see who's the first person to, achieve some target? It looks like a good app to use for just small groups of friends as well as individual.
Yeah, so our idea actually it was for individuals to complete their own goals, but one of the main ideas was also that people could join challenges together, and then so it creates that sense of more a sense of connection with others as well through achieving the same, I guess, like achieving the same goals. And yeah, and for sure, like in the future, we would try to implement it so that several people can join one goal at the same time in order to make it more fun and collaborative.
Yeah, and whoever wins, the losers by something.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, actually. Yeah.
That was good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll let the judges take another minute to do some final deliberations, but thank you so much, and kudos to you guys for starting first. It really is, I guess, to start off with the edifying experience, and to know that every other team might have the opportunity to learn and take something away from this one as well. So thank you. So next up, we have Segfold. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yep.
Awesome.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, all good. You'd love to share screen?
Yeah, I can't share my screen. It says host has disabled participant screen sharing. So if you could look into that.
Yep, I'll just do that right now. Bear with me, please.
No worries.
So Walid, will you be screen sharing?
Yes, I will be sharing screen sharing.
Okay, so I've made you co-host. You should be able to screen share now.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll start just a moment, just figuring it out. Yeah. Please let me know if everyone can see my screen.
Yep.
All good.
Yep, awesome. So just gonna go into my screen now. Yeah, so you can start the timer as you wish.
Just
yeah.
Just a minute, please. Are the judges all good?
Everyone.
Oh, sorry
yep,
about
sorry.
that. I just wanted to ask the judges if they're all good to hear this next presentation.
I am.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay, perfect.
Right, I will start. Yes. Should I start now?
Yep, go ahead, please.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Walid. I'm from Team Segfold, and I'm here today with my friends Tim, Jack, and Brian. We're all first year students at UNSW, apart from Tim. He's a third year. He's our old wizard. So yeah. So as we're enthusiastic uni students trying to get involved in like every club, society, event you can think and name, we quickly figured out that event planning always is a pain, especially trying to settle on a time that everyone can meet up at. So long back and forth conversations in Discord or Messenger or email, or having to fill out really tedious event planners that should supposedly make your life easier, but end up making them a lot more complex is usually the way that ends. So we knew there had to be a better way for everyone to settle on a time to meet up for events so they can focus on the event and not deciding on the time for the event. So we decided, let's actually do that. And that's how Get Together was born. Get Together makes finding common times to meet up easy. So you might be asking, how does it all work? Well, simply, as an event planner, you create an event, you invite people. Now your event attendees can fill in their preferred time slots to meet up with the press of a button, and that's it. Once everyone's filled out their event times, you, as an event organizer, you can see everyone's preferred times and finalize the event. That's it. I'm sure you might be thinking, that sounds way too easy. Surely someone done that before. Well, not exactly. Our market research found that we had 3 main competitors. They were in the forms of When2Meet, Doodle, and Calendly. When2Meet suffered from being too simplistic and needing you to manually fill out show time slots every single time you went onto the website. It did not have any calendar syncing, and it also suffered from having an outdated and unintuitive UI. On the other side of the spectrum, Calendly and Doodle both focus too heavily on the enterprise customer, focusing more so of an appointment model that severely limits the number of proposed times that everyone can vote or select or choose from. We saw that this also resulted in a bloated and complex UI that's probably too complicated for the casual customer. And that's where we target our product, the casual customer trying to find a good time to meet up with friends or a small team they have or a club or an activity. We provide automatic calendar syncing to all our users, unlike our competitors who limit this functionality to premium users. We provide a simple, intuitive UI to quickly and easily select the times you want to fill in. And we also allow you to save availability presets, a feature which no one else has. I will shortly demo as well. We also have a host of external integrations that we will talk about shortly. So let's have a quick demo. So say you're an event organizer. On our website, we have 2 demo profiles. The demo profiles assume that the user has logged in with their Google account. So let's see what an organizer would see. Let's make a plan quickly. So let's call this pitch meeting, because that's what I'm doing. And we have an option for the location of the event, or we can host it online. However, for demo purposes, let's just assume that this is happening at the University of Melbourne. We set the location, and then we move on to planning the days. You can propose the days that everyone can fill in their availabilities for, or just choose all the days at once. Next up, simply fill out the time. Now, this is the best feature of Get Together. Instead of having to manually and tiresomely fill out these blocks manually, scroll down, autofill from calendar, that's it. So what happens here is that our backend makes an API request to the Google Calendar, fetching all the availabilities that a user is not available at by checking what time slots to have an event at. It automatically grades those areas out and fills in the other areas. If a user still manually wants to change it, they can at any time by simply pressing this, like this. We also have custom presets that you can save. Free to do that. Let's just go with our autofill for calendar for now and move on. Right. Now you can either directly invite someone, indirectly invite by sharing this link, or if you've added them to an event before, you can directly invite them from here. Let's invite Jason, for example. He probably would like to be in the pitch meeting. So we're going to invite him. Now let's see what Jason would see. He would have gotten an email link to come to the event and fill out his availabilities. So let's see what Jason would see. So he would come to this event and he would sign up, see this. He would see a bar for his availabilities. And similar to the event organizer, he can either fill these in manually or just autofill them from his calendar. Again, it's incredibly simple. Let's say Jason has work, a really intense work schedule. So we go for his work preset. We press save, and that's it. As you can see, the best times are highlighted in a lighter color, with the more people that are available at that time showing up as such. As an event organizer, once everyone's filled out their responses, you can simply go next, press any time that you feel good. Let's, for example, do Wednesday, 7 p.m. That seems good, or perhaps 8 p.m. We confirm the event, and that's it, you're done. Everyone involved will have had an email confirmation and automatically had an event added to their Google Calendar. So that concludes our demo. So next up, what makes our business a viable idea? So my friend Tim's gonna kind of take on from here. So yeah, take it away, Tim.
Okay, so what makes our idea a viable business? So we focus on providing basic functionality to users and later pushing towards premium features, which integrate seamlessly into the user's workflow, that they lean towards a small subscription. So as highlighted before, all users get access to certain features for free, such as calendar synchronization, email reminders, and invites. So what makes Get Together especially unique are the premium features that you'll get to enjoy that allow for integration into every part of your workflow. So firstly, our product lets you bypass the hassle of creating online meeting rooms for online events, sharing that link and hoping that link isn't somehow lost in the abyss. Simply create an event, select it as online, and once a time has been confirmed, an online meeting room will be scheduled for you and shared for that time automatically. We also plan to provide heavy integration with Slack, Discord, and Facebook for premium users. Instead of possibly tiresome email reminders, we'll have Slack/Discord bots for direct messaging and mentioning, for example. Special note to the judges, if you found it painful to organize this Zoom presentation and sending out all the emails, this app is basically built for you guys. Next slide. So another feature of Get Together is that we have a recommendation engine driven by deep learning. So in addition to scheduling events painlessly, our app also gives you tailored recommendations for location meetups, as well as contact recommendations. So based on your user profile data and the data we collect from your for new venues for your events, and it can suggest which people from your network are going to be interested in the event you're scheduling.
Yeah, so thank you, Sam, for that. I'm just going to quickly wrap up with our launch plan. As you can see, it's on the screen. We will focus on a soft launch that focuses on targeting the casual customer through student societies and local clubs for the first 3 to 6 months, after which we will focus on free trials for all users that let them get a taste of our integrations. And then that is what's going to get them hooked. And that's what's going to make them come back for more. We will be operating on a subscription model for the premium subscribers. And stage 3 and beyond is that whenever you will come on our site later in the year, you will be able to access any of the free features. But as soon as you want more integration on an easier workflow, you can sign up for this free subscription. That's really that simple. That really concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for your time, all the judges and the event organizers and attendees, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Awesome, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure the judges are rolling to go for this one, so feel free. Yeah.
All right, hey guys, a fantastic presentation, and I have to say, I love the UI. Particularly around with your product, at its inception, have we only done like Google integration with Gmail accounts, or do we have other things on the pipeline as well for other providers as well as enterprise?
Yeah, so definitely that's a great question. So as in its current working state, we have a functioning backend that can connect with your Gmail account, authenticate you, and then also add events and all of that. In the future, we definitely do plan on expanding the ways you can create a user profile. So one great way might be a Facebook account, perhaps, or your Instagram account. And that really lends itself really nicely to the idea of directly inviting your friends to an event. So for example, if you're a premium user logged in with your account, you invite them and they just get a message in the inbox. That's that simple. No refreshing your emails, checking the spam, nothing like that. Get a thing on your phone, fill it out, and then the bot can also automatically remind you signed up for this event. It's happening in 30 minutes. Don't miss it. So yeah, that's definitely something we do plan on expanding with more integrations from different login providers. But for the time being, the demo works with Google.
Okay. And and in terms of the pricing, like as you said, you have certain features that are given for free and certain are premium. That's how does your pricing model work, as in like per user? Is it like based on events or?
So the way we were thinking of is that our tool is really a convenience tool, and so the people that need the premium features, they'll be up to do a subscription as long as it's a medial chart that doesn't. So we were thinking also another point I might add, the reason we decided on this price, which I'll share shortly, is that when we researched, our product scales really well economically with more users because intensive. So a lot of the cloud websites will scale really nicely with them. So what we were thinking, the price hasn't been finalized, but something between, say, maybe $2, $3, $4 around that really medial range, where it's not a burden on your bank account or your credit card, but it's something that will help us scale very nicely.
Okay.
That would be a $2 to $3 subscription monthly. Just wanted to clarify that.
Cool. Could I ask a couple of questions about your recommendations? How are you tracking things like locations to meet and contact recommendations, those things without sort of getting in the way of privacy concerns people might have?
Yeah, so yeah, for sure. Yeah, so go ahead, Tim.
I'll give you a basic rundown of how we were planning to do it. So we have basic user profiles linked to Google, Facebook, etc. So we have access to basic profile data, nothing sensitive.
Yep.
There'll also be like a consent system. So of course, we're not going to like just steal people's data, of course. But if we have access to basic profile data, on top of that, they can give consent for us to collect data regarding people's meetups, and we'll be very transparent about maintaining a timeline of their activity in a database. And additionally, we'll have like event ratings that will influence the recommendation system, and in general, just be very about how the recommendations are being made to the users.
Cool, thanks guys.
I'd just like to add on to Tim's answer. The way our recommendation engine will work, it doesn't actually really need too much sensitive information. For example, for the friends recommendation, it can really get that from, like, if you booked an event a few times on the website, we will get an idea of what people you'll hang out with, and that's like that you give us with your full consent. So we can simply have most recent, for example. That could be a good way for the event recommendation without being too obtrusive. If a user is willing to give us their consent to have a more in-depth recommendation feature, so we can perhaps track their locations of if they've scheduled events or locations they've been through the Google Maps API and stuff like that. So there's varying levels of control for varying levels of user privacy, which I think is like the most important thing. Give the choice to the consumer.
Yep, great answer. Thanks, guys, and really good presentation. Thank you.
So I'll take the next question, if you don't mind. So first of all, great presentation, great product. I love it. I think if it goes to market, I will definitely be one of the users. So my question is more on the technical side of things. So in terms of the AI or machine learning algorithm for the recommendations, have you guys given any thoughts? You know, what type of algorithm or why, which platform you're going to use?
Yep, sure. Although I will mention that idea is a little bit underdeveloped. It doesn't necessarily have to be powered by deep learning. You can get pretty powerful recommendations through some existing algorithms which have no relation to machine learning at all. So a couple of routes we were considering. Worst case, there are APIs available online. I think Google provides a couple for recommendation services. So there's that. Also, this is a community-oriented app, since we have Facebook integration. So when it's community-oriented, that actually opens up a lot of additional strategies that we can employ for recommendation engines, such as collaborative filtering. Not too knowledgeable, but you guys may have heard about that from like YouTube's recommendation system and like movie recommendation systems on sites like Netflix, for example. Yeah, so there's options like that available to us. Of course, like ideally in the long term, we can always go with training a deep learning model based on historic user data. But I think that is going to require us to have like a pretty large user base to begin with, which is why we mentioned quite a bit on our launch plan. So yeah, that ties in with how we're going to pull off the recommendation engine as well.
Thank you. Great answers.
Yep, that concludes Q&A time for the team. Judges,
Awesome.
I think
So,
we'll just give 2 more minutes to jot down your thoughts.
Sure. And in the meanwhile, I see what you guys did there. Throw in a little note for the judges. So next time they won't accept Zoom meetings from us. Zoom links. In fact, it'd be like get together or nothing else.
It's called clever business strategy, where we're reaching out to partner with you. Collaboration is the word I think you're looking for. You use us, we'll help you out, and the judges will still come to the meetings.
I see.
I'm surprised you didn't use
Making
get
your
together.
life easier and theirs.
I'm surprised you didn't use get together to invite us
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Well, we only knew about this until now.
To be fair, it didn't exist 2.5 days ago, so not really their fault. We for the next year though, certainly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for presenting. Again, amazing presentation. And yeah, we look forward to the next few teams and see how they compete with you guys as well. So the next team we have, again, completely random, is Epic Python. So would a representative from Epic Python please step up?
Yes, hello. I'm just going to share my screen quickly.
Awesome.
Yes. 1 second. You see the slides?
Yes, now we can.
Good. So, Olivia, do you want to kick us off?
Yep, so can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are Epic Python and we build Need Feed as a solution for encouraging food waste reduction. Next slide, please. So our mission, of course, is to reduce food waste and hopefully no one goes hungry after using our app.
So the problem that's the reason why we made this app is because the UN states that 50% of food gets thrown away globally, and actually the Australian government has done research that each person in Australia throws away 300 kilograms of food every day. I wasn't sure whether it's every day or annually, but it's something ridiculous. And the government actually has an aim to halve this stat by 2030. So the point of our app is to enable restaurants and markets that have food that's close to expiring at the end of the day to give them away for free to people who need food, such as the needy or just the general public. And these are some competitors that we considered when we were making the app. So the main one was Olio. So Olio is a customer app that's for exchanging food products from individual merchants to potential clients. But the problem with this one is that it's individual merchants. It doesn't support the local restaurants and the markets. And then same for this Calio here that's focusing on artisan desserts. And then we also have Uber Eats. That's obviously, they became popular during COVID especially, but it's just for food in general and not leftover food. So the solution, as I briefly mentioned, is to create a centralized platform. So we made a web app and an Android app that shows you nearby restaurants and markets where the general public can get free food. And restaurants and markets can also put in a food form about what leftover foods they have. So the team is me, Olivia and Daniel. I'm responsible for making the charities list and donation form HTML and CSS page. I also experimented with an interactive cart on Python and Flask, but because of time, we couldn't deploy it properly. Olivia?
Yeah. So I was in charge of designing the web app and do the front end part using HTML and Burma CSS.
And Daniel?
Daniel?
So what I did was I did the Android app and the database management and the authentication side. Yep.
Yeah, so how the app works is that you first sign up and we sorted out the needs. We sorted out the needs of the person using the app. So say whether you want to donate food or you need free food. And then we use an API called Open Maps that looks for neighboring food givers or people who need food on the restaurant side. And then step 3, a restaurant or a market will submit what leftover food they're giving away, or conversely, the customer would select what food they need from a list. Daniel.
So during this hackathon, we use a couple of specs, and I'll be talking about them. So we were using Firebase authentication, storage, and Cloud Firestore as the backend data store. So the website is written using Python as the backend and HTML, JavaScript, and robust CSS framework on the front end. The website is actually hosted on my server on a DigitalOcean Droplet. The Android app is written in Kotlin and using a couple of Android architecture libraries.
Okay, so for our future plan, we're going to use image recognition to check if the food is expired or not and see what's the freshness of it. And we're going to ask for funding from NGOs like charities, communities, church, and from the governments probably. And we're also going to do some app maintenance for our future staff.
Yep, so now we're going to do a live demo of our web app.
So here's the welcome page. You can choose between 2 user types. Either you want to donate food or you need free food. And here's the login page. You can log in with Google, GitHub, email, phone, or using your Facebook. And here's our list of donation received. So the food name and quantity will be listed, as well as the donor and the tag of the category of the food. And here's the prototype of my card. So the users who need free food can add the food they want into my card, and it will be showed here. Yep, and here's a list of Aussie food charities. Just as a reference here, so the name of the charity and the contact number.
Yeah, Daniel, would you like to talk about how the Android app works?
Okay, I will be sharing my screen.
Okay.
So when the user opens the app for the first time, they'll be signing in. And And using their location data, we can see there's one donor near the user, and this donor has quite a couple of listings, so we'll just look at the noodles. So this donor has 3 noodles that he wants to give away. So the expiry date is tomorrow. So
sorry, team, you'll have to wrap up now. Your 8 minutes are up, so I'll give you another 15 or so seconds to wrap up.
okay, so they will see the location and the donor name. And yeah, they can also filter it for their dietary requirements and the distance. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was definitely and interesting work as well. And I might be stuck. Awesome, I'm back. Cool. I guess just right after this, just like the other 2 teams, judges, would you like to ask me questions, please?
So my question would be, how are you going to promote or get more users? How are you gonna basically, from the sales and marketing point of view, have you guys have given any thought around how do we get users on the platform?
Like we mentioned at the end, we will mostly advertise it from the government. So because we need the help from the government and related food relief charities to promote the app and to get users from that. So the aim of the app is to kind of centralize all those food charity services and also the government to tell restaurants, oh, this app exists, you can submit your leftover foods here.
Okay, thank you.
Team, well done. I think it's such an amazing topic to be tackling. So I congratulate you for that reason. I heard those stats at the beginning of your presentation, and it is shocking to think about how much food gets wasted, even in Australia. I'm curious about, and maybe it's future features for the app, but how do you streamline the process of actually picking up the food or delivering it? Have you thought through what some of those future elements of the journey would be?
Guys, any thoughts? I have my own thoughts, but I was wondering if you have any thoughts about this.
Go ahead, Liz.
All right, I'll go ahead. So I was thinking like through advertising it with charities and the government, we would use something, we would hire vans or delivery drivers like soup vans that lots of charities use, or something like the drivers from Deliveroo or Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't want to design, like we were considering to deploy an Uber API, but then we didn't want to do that and kind of distract the user that, oh, this is a food app. We don't have to pay for it.
Okay, thank you.
I've got one. Would you guys see the existing charities as competitors or potential partners?
Potential partners, definitely, because even though our app is focusing on what foods and what delivery services you can get, sometimes individuals, they don't have, obviously we're just a web app, we don't provide say sources of mental health support or people they can talk to immediately. So I think that we would seek to have cooperative relationships with those charities.
Cool. Yeah, I really like the idea. It's a great idea, and I like the way you use location. Say, you know,
Yes.
Here's some food. It's, you know, a few hundred meters away. I like that idea. I think it's a clever.
Hey, team. So my question's around: is this only for like users, or or can you also give away food to other charities as well? Like, you know, not specifically for like someone who's seeking food, but you know, like also like.
So say the restaurants and markets would send food to the charities as well instead of just the individuals.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean like, so you're like having the platform there, and then, you know, like the users can come on board, and then they can like directly like take food from you guys.
Yeah, we direct, so they directly take food from us instead of food. So the whole point is that the restaurants and markets would submit what foods they have, and then the users would ask for what foods directly from our site from the forms. Yeah.
So I know you guys are tackling food waste, but then at the end of the day, the food, like, you know, like when people give away food, you know, like it does expire, and in eventuality, when you have expired food with you, how do you tackle that?
Olivia, do you want to take this question? Because I know you're the person who came up with this food waste idea.
So even if the food is expired, doesn't mean that you cannot eat it, because the expiry date is just a reference for the consumers, like for the best of the food. But since our aim is to reduce food waste, so I'm really sure there are some people who don't mind to have food that just expired, like it's still eatable, but doesn't have the great taste, and they don't mind it, so they can use it as a platform to connect with either the charity or those restaurants and marketplace.
I should also mention that it doesn't have to be food that's expiring today. Restaurants can register that their food is, say, expiring in 1 or 2 months, and yeah.
Okay, that's great. 6 minutes are up, so Q&A has ended for your team.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, we'll give the judges 1 minute to pen their thoughts. But until then, amazing presentation and amazing idea, to be honest. You know, it really is a staggering fact, the amount of food we're wasting, and we cannot be taking this very lightly. So awesome, and thank you so much. Before we move on to the next team, I would actually, since, you know, we spent a little more than an hour right now, I'd offer, you know, just a 5-minute break, stretch your legs, you know, maybe use the restroom if you have to. It's good to, you know, have a fresh mind for the other teams that are coming in as well. And for the teams that are going to be presenting, just shake it off, let the nerves loose, and just go at Taylor Swift style, I guess. But yeah, just 5 minutes. Right now, I think it's doing the math. 7:10. So 7:15 or about 7:16 we'll be back just to resume this shortly. Yeah. Awesome. So it's 7:16. But until everybody comes back and takes their time, we have Callistus with us today. Callistus was actually one of the mentors from Google who helped supervise most of the projects and give mentors a lot of feedback. So Callistus, would you mind taking us through how things were and just the conversations you've had with the students before in the last 48 hours?
Oh yeah, I guess well, teams that wanted some mentorship, they sent out the timesheets, and then I had really great chats with some of the teams. It was really cool to see some of the ideas. Some teams were asking about like game plans, like what they should do, like because 48 hours is not a lot of time to build something. But from what I've seen today, like a lot of them really did well with the time limit, and they actually managed to build proof of concepts. They gave really good pitches. So yeah, it's really nice to see like somehow I felt like I don't really offer much besides some lines of advice maybe, but team did a good job taking this feedback, and yeah, I'm really happy to see all the work that's been shown today so far.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're here. I mean, just watching over the teams that you did help mentor and at least nudge them in the right direction. That's what makes a difference, really. With things like these. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
So I hope we have everybody here, even if their screens are not on. But at least up until they come back, just a heads up for the next team. Qualia will be going up next. So if you are to make your slides or presentations ready, please feel free to do so now.
Are we good to present?
Yeah, we're just waiting for, yes. This has shown up. Arvind has always been here. And Faye, is she around? I think she might need another minute. Faye, are you here? If you are, just react.
I'm here.
Thumbs up.
I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Cool. Nick, is your team ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Awesome.
Let me just share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. We are Qualia. We're improving your quality of life starts with your diet. We're a diverse team with various backgrounds in business, software engineering, biomedical engineering, and psychology across Sydney, Melbourne, and Auckland. And we're here to present our product, Qualia. We're inspired by improving health with small steps, starting with the food we consume. Many societies today are spoiled for choice when they purchase food products, and around the globe, food choice has grown dramatically in the last 2 decades. At the same time, human health considerations are becoming more important for our consumption choices. This is exactly the case for consumers who may be living with health conditions that prevent them from including certain foods in their diet. How do we overcome the infinite pool of food options to find the foods that are best suited to an individual's unique diet? Our product Qualia aims to target a missed opportunity in the food market to support those who may not have the luxury of infinite food choices like most of us do. Meet Jane. Jane is a single mother of 3, a full-time worker, and a weekly grocery shopper. Jane also lives with type 2 diabetes, which requires a well-balanced and sugar-free diet. She also has a daughter with severe dairy and nut allergies. All these dietary requirements make it very difficult for Jane during her weekly grocery shop. Jane has to be very cautious of what she buys because she can't risk a diabetic or allergic episode. This means that she needs to look thoroughly at food ingredient lists each time. While Jane would love to explore new foods that may have greater health benefits, she simply doesn't have time to go through ingredient lists at the grocery store with her busy schedule. And this leaves Jane with a small range of food products that she regularly buys from and knows are safe. Introducing Qualia. Have you been stuck in the grocery aisle scouring the back of the product to see if it has a certain ingredient in it? Qualia is an app that takes into account your special dietary needs to make recommendations for what food is suitable for you and those around you, without the fuss. Qualia provides simplicity to your grocery shop. We pull data from an open source database, which contains up to 2 million food products from around the world, and combine this with a system backed by scientific research and dietitian advice to recommend whether foods are suitable for your diet. Everyone is different, and so are your dietary needs. Qualia is customizable to you by taking into account your health conditions or dietary preferences. Whether you're a diabetes patient or keto enthusiast, Qualia is tailored to you. You won't need to worry about whether a food you buy might cause an allergy. And with this customization comes discoverability. Jane now may be able to find new food items that are better for her health and meet her dietary needs. Most importantly, Qualia saves you time. You won't need to read the back of a product's ingredient list ever again. You can simply sign up to our app and get started straight away. After signing up, you'll be asked to complete a quick questionnaire so we can learn more about you and tailor to your needs. You may input your pre-existing health conditions, such as diabetes for Jane, or perhaps you have specific allergies to foods, such as dairy and nut allergies for Jane's daughter. You can also input whether you are on a specific dietary regime, such as the keto diet. Once we've gotten to know you better, your Qualia profile will have been built. From understanding your health conditions and dietary needs, we will begin to calibrate the foods and ingredients that are and are not best for you. Now you're ready to start using our app. So whether you're doing a pantry cleanse or shopping at your local grocer, simply open the app and point the camera towards the barcode on the product. Once this barcode is captured, Qualia will begin to analyze nutritional content of the product and match it with your health information. Afterwards, Qualia will automatically make a recommendation. As you can see, Qualia suggests that Nutella for a diabetic patient like Jane is not recommended for consumption for a multitude of health reasons. Now I'll hand it off to Tony to walk you through our architecture and future steps.
I'm Tony, and so basically our app is built using React Native on the front end. On the back end, it interacts with the Open Foods API through scanning the barcode. So when the barcode is scanned, we're sending a message to the Open Food Facts API, which fetches the product data from the database. And then therefore, it's sending a JSON request back to our app, and we're going to then process it. So in the future, we've also proposed a backend, which is going to be built using Google. So our future plans include, first of all, AI-assisted recommendation. We're going to be using Google's TensorFlow engine to build a few machine learning models, which help us make more predictions. Second of all, our database is rather limited at the moment. We're planning to incorporate more databases other than just the Open Food Facts. And finally, cloud integration means that we will be able to implement Google sign-in with our app, and users can store their preferences for the future. Now we'll be going on to my demo where I'll be sharing my screen. So this is our mobile app, and basically I can select, for example, diabetes, lactose intolerance, and nut allergy. Now we will start scanning the barcode. So we'll start by scanning wheat bix. And as you see, it's recommended. This is also recommended. However, when we get to the peanut butter we're looking at, so I selected nut allergy and lactose intolerance, so it's giving us a warning that this product contains nuts and milk. If you want to see the details, you can scroll down to see the nutrients and ingredients. This is for all of our products. And now I'll hand it back to
Awesome.
Yep.
So with Qualia, you can now trust the food you eat. Thank you for listening, and I'll open it to the floor for Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Judges?
Hey, team, great presentation, guys. So love the tech. So with like with the user profiling, so not that could be like it is sensitive data in terms of someone giving up their allergies and information. So I'm sure there you have segues catered for that. And I also noticed that down the line you have given provisions for using Firestore to store user preferences. So given at this stage you're not given at the moment you're not storing any user information, is that the understanding I have? Am I right in that?
Yes. Currently, we've only implemented functionality for diabetes, lactose intolerance, and nut allergy, and I've just selected them by default using this demo just for now. But what we're saying is that in the future, users will be able to select it according to their preferences, and it will be stored using a cloud provider. Yes.
Yeah, and also based on so obviously you're going to have integrations with the local supermarkets as well, depending on the food availability. Because different supermarkets will have same name brands, but I'm hoping with the open database, does that cater for name brands, or is it on off brands as well, with other supermarkets?
We're using barcode scanning, which is something very, very unique. It's like a unique ID. It's unique to that product. The name does not matter. So every single product will have a unique barcode. So basically, that's not really an issue with this database.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Great idea. Sorry, you go, Faye.
Oh, thank you. So Mike, I have two questions, and hopefully those are short answers to those questions. First of all, great presentations, great product, love it. So my question is, who do you think is the competitors is in the market? So that's the first one. The second one would be, how would you envision commercializing this product? Like, how are you going to get profit?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. So on the competitive analysis, we have conducted analysis, and at the moment, there doesn't seem to be direct competitors that offer what our app offers. In the industry, we see you have dietitians, nutritionists, and all of these health professionals offering these services to sort of draw out diet plans for these people who may have health conditions like diabetes. However, we don't see an app itself that makes the recommendation for and simplifies that process. We also see apps more on the health side, such as MyFitnessPal, that offers food and calorie tracking, but again, bringing back to the point of these specific unique users, it doesn't offer recommendations. So the main differentiating factor is our target audience, right? These people with special health conditions or dietary limitations. And so our app allows these individuals to take control of their own diets by being better informed themselves without having to go to that dietitian or health professional. And then on the monetization, revenue strategy, we definitely currently, this is a free app and users have access to this functionality, but we definitely will be looking at embedding premium features as we continue and move forward. So something we're looking at is potentially embedding dietitian consultations within the app. So sort of venturing into the telehealth space and offering this all-in-one platform where users can get advice, but also sort of take control of their own diet. Moving forward, we also plan to, allow calorie tracking or sugar, protein tracking for these specific patients, and potentially offering dietary plans for specific users, like a diabetes diet plan or a keto plan, and be able to monetize that in that way.
Faye stole my question about the competition, so I'm going to come up with another one on the spot. I noticed you had a logo on the top right of each slide. Was that something you came up with for the hackathon? Was that sort of what you'd see as the Qualia logo going forward?
I found it on Google. It was just the first thing that I felt it really matched the brand that we're trying to go for in terms of we're focusing on the quality of life and trying to improve that through the quality of what we eat. And I felt like that logo embodied those two aspects.
Yeah, it was a really good choice. I'm thinking, wow, if you found that, it'd be hard to find a better one. I'll just another comment. I thought the consistency of the color and branding and everything, it came across really professionally. Yeah, that's separate to the idea itself, but yeah, presentation was really good. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dave, I completely agree. Thank you so much. The quality of your presentation was excellent. So I used to work for Coles, so I am really interested in this idea. And actually, you've hit upon something which is difficult, which is how do you plan meals for a household, right? Rather than just doing it for one person's dietary needs, actually doing it when you have the complexity of multiple needs for multiple different groups is a tough nut to crack. I also like that you're considering, beyond just a Coles, for example, you're also considering other grocers in a person's network. So well done. I think you've thought through a lot of really complex elements. I had a question about whether, how you see this product extending and whether you're thinking about doing things like recipes or, weekly plans and those sorts of things as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really great question. So I think there are huge plans for this app, and there's so much room for potential being in the health and diet and fitness space. So, I think our core functionality is offering this food recommendation with this huge database that we have. But moving forward, as I mentioned, we would be looking at offering things like consultations and moving into the telehealth space, as well as offering the functionality of being able to track your food and calories, but more than that, other ingredients like your sugar levels, carbohydrates levels, etc. Of course, when we begin to look at integrations with partners like Coles and Woolies and local grocery providers, we'd also look into being able to offer things like meal plans using the ingredients that are offered within your local Coles or Woolies. I think there is a lot of potential for partnerships and things like that, like, HelloFresh and things like that. So definitely would be looking at that moving forward.
Fantastic. How exciting. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes Q&A for your team, Qualia.
Oh, yeah, no stuff. Awesome. Yeah, just another minute for the judges to wrap their heads around the bomb you guys just dropped. Kudos to you guys. Amazing presentation, really good work. Just one question I had. I know not really technical or whatever, but did you guys decide on the branding to be exactly the same throughout every single slide, or it just happened naturally?
What do you mean by branding?
Just the colors, the logos, the design, consistency throughout.
Yeah, I think I just chose a color palette to go with some bright contrasting colors and just keep the consistency throughout.
I see. Interesting. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we have one more team, the last, definitely not the least, Amsterdam. So do we have a representative from here, Amsterdam? Do we have somebody from Amsterdam ready to go?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. We're back. This time Matthew will be sharing his screen so that the audio will be working.
Awesome.
Okay. So again, for the second time, this is Team Amsterdam and our product Hamster Wealth. So as I said before, we're a group of friends from UNSW, Michael, Matthew, and Raymond. We're all second-year students. Raymond and Matthew are studying computer science. I'm studying computer science and mathematics. We participate in the hackathon because we're interested in improving our skills and working on projects together. So what is Hamster Wealth? Hamster Wealth is a virtual portfolio tracker for the US stock market. It allows users to track their own portfolio or even create a hypothetical one as it isn't connected to a broker. It provides data surrounding their positions on their stocks, as well as providing a graph to inspect the trends of each stock. We've made this app because we believe that the stock market can be a bit intimidating to get into. However, it's a very useful skill to have, as it provides you another source of revenue as well as financial stability if you use it well. So by using virtual portfolios, users can get a feel for how the stock market works before they take a step in and actually take risks. The technical side of things, I worked on the design and prototyping. Matthew wrote the front end and Raymond wrote the back end. Here is the video.
Investing can be difficult. Understand risks and track trends in your holdings, things which are getting between you and your stock market success. There are tools to track portfolios, however they can be costly or even linked to a certain broker, preventing everybody from accessing them. This is where Hamster Wealth comes in. Hamster Wealth is a free virtual portfolio tracker designed to give you the tools you need to become a better investor. By entering your current holdings, Hamster Wealth will keep track of your investment progress, supplying you with updates to your net profit and a brief overview of all your stocks positions. Additionally, you are able to view a graph showing any of your stock's price history. These features make Hamster Wealth great for all kinds of investors, new and old. Getting started is simple. If I don't already have an account, I can easily register for one, after which I'll be greeted by my portfolio screen. Here I can add cash to increase my balance, or I can buy a stock. I'm going to buy some Tesla stocks. I write the stock's name, then the average unit price, and then the amount of stocks I'll be buying. After this, I can now see the stock in my portfolio. I'll quickly buy a few more. And now here we can see how the graph works. Upon clicking a stock, I can see its previous purchase history. Now that I've done that, I can sell a stock. To sell, I just set the sell price and the amount I want to sell. That's all there is to Hamster Wealth.
Okay, so competitors currently in this sort of business would be brokers such as ComSec, which do have their own portfolios. However, these are linked to the broker. So you can only actually view a portfolio if you've actually bought that stock. With Hamster Wealth, users are able to test out new strategies or make risky plays without having to worry about losing capital because they don't need to make an investment. They can just make a fake one if they want, or if they don't, if their current broker doesn't have a portfolio, they can write their investments there to view it in a different way. So unlike actual stockbrokers, we let users become more familiar and confident with the stock market before making actual trades. Commercialization. The main idea would be the features that you would see on the current version of the website should be free to all. However, a subscription model will be available to add more portfolios. So a single account can have multiple to maybe compare different strategies, and access to broader market. Currently, the app is only available in US markets. You may have seen in the video there was testing of some ASX stocks such as Zip. However, this would be accessible through a subscription model. Thank you. Thank you for putting up with us for a second time, and we're happy to answer any questions now.
Arvind, would you like to?
Yeah, okay. Hey guys, great work. Definitely interesting given with all the new things that are coming up. I got introduced to this thanks to Reddit, Wall Street Bets. So I'm just curious.
We haven't thought of that yet, but it's definitely something we could probably look into, and it makes logical sense to continue that down that route because it's another area where people are interested in investing, but they don't know what to do with it. So we would definitely look into doing that.
I do understand, like, like the paid features, depending on the API access to get to the markets. So, so in terms of the commercialization around these, so I assume that it's going to be like incremental in that way, like you start going into markets and then do it onwards. So is there a way, like like your platform also provides an opportunity for them to buy from your platform?
No, that we chose not to do that because we don't want this tool to be linked to a brokerage, so that it doesn't matter if you're already using one. You don't have to worry about starting up a new account on something else. You can just use this on the side if you want to, because we don't want to. We feel that would be a restriction to the core idea of this product.
Right. Well, thanks, guys. Great stuff.
Thank you.
So maybe I'll take the next question. First of all, great product representation, love the video. So my question would be, why American market? And Australian in the premium feature.
That would be because for most people, the Australian market's a bit more accessible here. So ComSec is available, but also because, in all honesty, we couldn't get both to work at the same time at the start. But the plan would be, honestly, ideally would be to, after having the website and continuing production, we'd want to improve the scalability of it so that we could bring more features to the free side of things and keep premium more to quality of life enhancements and such things like that, such as multiple portfolios or additional markets outside of ASX and US.
Just to add into that, I feel like the US economy is plays such a big role in the global economy. So I feel like, if anything, we should have the US market as the one thing that we have for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that provides differentiation as well. Wow.
Because there's not too many tools which do both. They usually just do the ASX here. So just doing the US and hopefully in future doing ASX as well should be able to give people more choice.
Yep. Well, thank you.
You want to go, Liz?
Thank you. I was just wondering, how did you come up with this idea?
Well, a few of us do investments, and it's we're just thinking, there's a lot of tools out there that you can use, but they're usually linked to things. So why not just make something that a lot of people can use? That was basically the idea, because there's been a focus, I think, in recent years to open up like the stock market to more people. However, it tends to be a bit iffy. Like earlier this year, there was a company called Robinhood, and they were quite popular for making it more accessible. However, they kind of went against that in certain ways. So it's still definitely an area of the market which people are interested in, making stock investing more understandable and giving people the tools to succeed.
Okay. And so were you thinking about a particular segment of people?
We're mainly looking at new investors and people who are maybe still not 100% confident in their investing skills. So people who have been on the market for years, they probably wouldn't need a tool like this. They know they're like the back of their hand. However, they could still use it to manage it if they prefer it over other tools.
Yeah. I guess the thing that I was thinking about there was, how do you let people know that this product exists?
I would say through social media mainly, because that's where, especially this year, there was a whole incident with some stocks at the beginning of the year. There tends to be a lot more interest in those platforms because I think one of the judges mentioned before, they got into stocks on Reddit. So those social media platforms tend to be full of people who are interested in investing but aren't sure what to do. So I think that would be the key spot to start marketing to.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, hi guys. this is a field that I have a bit of experience in. As you probably know, this is an incredibly crowded market. There's any number of services out there offering portfolio management, online charts. I notice you guys seem to have wrapped the TradingView website, and I'm familiar with GameStop, which is the one that you flashed up there before. Could you tell a bit more about what it is that you guys think makes you different? I get the broker independent aspect, but as I said, it's an incredibly crowded market, and vendors such as Apple, are in this space as well with their stocks app. What would make me choose you guys over the hundreds of others out there?
Because to go and add on to that broker independence part, which is basically our key aspect, is that this can be used as a tool to experiment, whereas other brokers are mainly just tracking what you've already purchased. With this, you can test the waters a lot more and maybe experiment with new strategies for investing, things you wouldn't normally do because of the risk associated with. But with this tool, you would be able to basically test it out for a couple months, see how you feel about that sort of strategy and whether you're comfortable with it without losing that risk. So, and not only that, again, it doesn't matter which tool you would already be using, you could still use this. Whereas if you're using the Apple system, for example, whether or not you'd want to change to another one might mean changing it, moving everything over, as this is just a completely separate app. That's its main feature, I guess.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Hi team, Q&A time for your team has now concluded.
Awesome. So that was 5 out of 5, and really strong presentations, pitches, and ideas that went around. So what we're going to do now, like what we're supposed to do, is let the judges deliberate. We'll send the judges into a breakout room. They'll decide, which team comes out on top, and a certain few other prizes as well. In the meantime, we have a trivia for everybody else who's waiting in the main room. So feel free to wait here while while people start juggling around rooms. Jaspreet, are you ready?
Yep. The judges should get an invitation to a breakout room now.
So while the judges are deliberating, again, a big thank you to everybody who actually, had their presentations, and it was really amazing to see some of them, really shine. I'm not sure how many times you've done this before on a public forum in front of so many people. It must be, a scary experience. It's a scary experience for me as well. But kudos to everybody who actually stepped up today. So Arnav will be taking care of you.
Awesome. Just 1 minute and I'll pop.
Yeah, sure. So we'll be having a Kahoot quiz, and the winner of the quiz will get a $50 voucher. So feel free to give it your best, and we'll be back with the results.
Just 1 more minute and I'll put it up. Can everyone see the Kahoot?
Yep, we can see the screen.
Awesome. Just let me know if the music is too loud.
Nope, it's fine.
Awesome. There's 8-bit music. Someone's an Elon Musk fan. Is that everyone? Is there anyone still joining into the Kahoot? If you haven't joined into the Kahoot, just you can raise your hand or type in the chat. Cannot join. Oh, there we. Oh yeah, don't put a space there. That's just some formatting thing for Kahoot. I did not know why there's a space there. Oh, this sounds so different. This is not the Kahoot music I'm used to. I think we've got most people in. Who hasn't entered yet? Okie dokie, I think we'll get started. Oh, wait, we got more. Hey, Spoopy. Oh, Spoppy. Zap, nice. I think that's everyone. All right, I think we'll get started. Get ready, everyone. Nice job. The first hackathon was in June 4th of 1999. Very nice. Matthew in the lead, followed by Spoopy and 2, and then Amsterdam Ray in 4th, along with Tim. Which of the following companies are not CPU manufacturers? Man, you guys are lightning fast. So believe it or not, AMD is not actually a CPU manufacturer, or at least not anymore. So they don't manufacture the CPUs, but they do design them. So their manufacturer, I believe, is TSMC. Actually, they manufacture AMD's CPUs. That's a pretty tough one. Team AMD. They design some pretty cool PCs, but they don't make them themselves. This kind of surprised me, to be honest. Not gonna lie. It's actually C, believe it or not. Yeah, it's actually C. I would have thought Python, but it's actually C. It's C followed. Yeah. Ah, good question. Based on what metric? So, can't remember which one it was. I think it was. What did I use? I used TO, which was Epic Python Team Shell. I mean, Python is pretty popular. To be honest, I guess it does depend on. It does depend on the use case. Like for learning, I think Python would definitely be at number one. For industry use, I don't know actually. Probably C. But other than that, maybe big like games and stuff, usually C++, Java, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty tough one. Segmentation fault. But still pretty close. True or false? The coronavirus cannot legally enter your body. I love this question. Seg faults are eternal. I agree. Wait, who said the coronavirus can enter our body? They're not allowed to. That was a bit of a meme question, but so what was today's hackathon? Or not today's, what was the theme of the hackathon? Nice. So yeah, not really Chronicle consumer tech. Otherwise we would have like highlighted like consumer tech that you had to build. But yeah, consumer tech, make it a reality was the theme. Consume the consumer tech. Oh, it's pretty close. You're always consuming tech. How can you not consume tech in this day and age? Which of the following is not a programming language? I'm actually curious, have any of you guys actually heard of any of these programming languages? Because I certainly haven't until I saw them. So the answer is Quack, believe it or not. Moo is a programming language. Boomerang is a programming language, and so is RPG. I heard RPG is a weapon. Quack is one I just made up. Why is RPG a language? RPG is a programming language, right? Yeah. It's a high-level programming language intended for business applications. You have found Quack? What? What? On GitHub? What? No way. I literally just made that up on the top of my head. That exists? Oh my god. Is a type-safe multi-paradigm programming language. What? I can't believe that. I thought you guys were joking, but wow, you can even print hello world. Well, now that's a programming language. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. The prizes are rigged. Got him. Let me see if the leaderboard changes quite a bit. We'll just continue on for now. Seg project for 2. Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, I guarantee I think of the most random name and it'll somehow be a programming language on GitHub. All the other programming language I've seen, like, being used before, like, in some place or another by multiple users, but not Quack. Thanks for bringing that up, though. We'll see what to do. True or false, it is possible to build a functional multi-core CPU in Minecraft. Man, you guys are making me feel bad now. Oh wait, my computer's lagging. Oh, there we go. Yeah, believe it or not, you can. Oh wait, no, most of you answered yeah. So, does anyone know anything's possible in Minecraft? Does anyone actually know? Okay, I'll ask a different question. True or false? Do you think someone's built a 4-core CPU in Minecraft? True. Yeah, you can actually find that on YouTube. Someone built like an 8-bit 4-core CPU, which is pretty sweet. Like, it doesn't perform as well as a CPU in real life, but I mean, imagine that, playing Minecraft in Minecraft. That would be pretty cool. Imagine that training. Like, Minecraft in the future will probably be that. They'll probably get to a stage where you can train deep learning models in Minecraft. Just one command block is all it takes. Surely you guys have heard all of these guys. HP, Acer, Lenovo, and Dell. Yeah, so Lenovo's been number one for quite a while and still is. I think think HP or Dell is second. Yeah, like I was surprised too when I looked it up. I actually didn't know who to expect. I thought it would be HP or someone like that, but no, Lenovo. Lenovo's up the top. Jack on fire. It's still very close. True or false? 1 gigabyte or gigabyte is equivalent to 1024 megabytes, and 1 gigabyte is equal to 1000 megabytes. Is that true or false? You only know gigabyte, sorry, gigabyte is a thing. So in computing, gigabyte is you work. So yeah, so yeah, gigabyte. I'll actually see if I can search out gigabyte. 1 gigabyte, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a unit of measurement that's you usually think would be a gigabyte, but it's actually, when computing, it's used instead of gigabyte. So when you get something like a storage device and it says it's got a certain number of gigabytes, it's different to saying that it's got a certain number of gigabytes. It's such a tongue twister. But yeah, when purchasing like hard drives or disk drives, 1 gigabyte is often represented or defined as like 1 billion bytes. If you take it as gigabytes, then you got to apply that binary multiplication to it. So did you guys know this or no? I think I remember seeing this on a YouTube video somewhere just randomly. I was just browsing and I watched this video and then they talked about how 1 gigabyte's not 1024 megabytes, and I got so confused. Ooh. So when was the first programming language written? (1842) actually. Yeah. Can't remember what programming language it is. You'd imagine it's Hello World or something, but I don't think so. I think it's like some flashing LEDs or something. Oh my god. Yeah, it was the first program written by, I think so. It was a French royal, or I can't remember who it was written by, but it was more electronic. That it was more like a they programmed, and I don't know if electronic circuit is the right term, but it wasn't like a hello world. It was just wiring up LEDs so that upon flicking a lever, you got some response from the system. Yeah. Okay, last question. Come on, this should be easy. Everyone's a winner. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the hackathon. I think I'm going to pass it to Pratt from now. Oh, once we see who's made it onto the podium. Coming at number 1 is Jack. Congrats, Jack. Segfold to the moon. That's cool. All right, I think I'll pass on over now to Pratt or Jaspreet.
So Pratt and Rahul are still discussing, so I think we'll just wait for a while for them to return to announce the winners. Thanks for your patience, guys.
That's all right. So how'd you guys find the hackathon in general? Did you guys have heaps of fun? It was fun staying up. That's awesome. I do like my sleep. Yeah, it was definitely a challenge, but the thing I love about hackathons is you can definitely learn a lot from it. Even if you don't get to finish your product, sometimes you do get to learn how to use certain tools, and you get to learn how to develop ideas in a team, and I think organizational skills definitely strengthen after taking part in a hackathon. There were some really, really strong ideas there. I think we'll wait for a little bit before Pratt comes back. If you want, you can like take a bit of a break, stretch, or walk around if you want, and then yeah, we'll get back on it.
It was a pleasure, Renee. Thank you.
Awesome. Hope we didn't take too long. Right, now comes the hard time. Cool. Jaspreet, would you like to do the honors?
Just give me a minute. I'll just need to make some small changes and it'll be right up.
Sure. By the way, who won the Kahoot and how'd that go?
We had Segfold to the moon, Segfold Jack.
Awesome. Nice, awesome. Stonks. Wait, so Nicholas didn't win this time? That's unfortunate.
Nah, man, only came third this time.
Oh, damn, you're the lucky draw winner last 2 times, right? Lucky draw again. I was really hoping, like the third
It's
time.
pretty tricky. It was a pretty tricky quiz.
Good one.
Nice. Awesome. So I guess while Jaspreet is making some final changes, I guess it's really important to thank you guys for making this event happen, because if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here, honestly. We've had so many projects that come up over the last 48 hours, so sleepless nights for each and every one of us, a lot of hard work put in, a lot of effort, and ideas bouncing off everywhere. And so a big thank you to each and every one that actually made it today. So thank you so much. And one thing, it might sound cliche, but please remember that just because the prizes are what they are doesn't devalue or doesn't bring any less value to how much you put forth in the last 2 days. You should take that as, so much personal gain because you've come so far already.
I think we're ready for prizes announcement.
Awesome, Jaspreet. You want to take it away?
Okay. Yep, great work, team. Great work to all the teams who submitted their projects. It was really, really great to see you working together to come up with such amazing solutions. And I hope you had a great time as well. Now on to the third place. The third place goes to Epic Python. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed Chronicle Hackathon. Okay, and
wait, Jess, do you want to let them give a speech and whatnot?
Okay, can we have someone from Epic Python?
If no one, that's completely fine.
Okay, well,
but don't let the first place guys go. Yeah.
Okay, first place winners, just keep in mind, maybe a few words will be great. Okay.
Start rehearsing.
Yep. And moving on to second place. Second place goes to Segfault. Amazing work, guys. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. First place winners. First place goes to Qualia. Amazing design and great presentation overall. Can we have someone from Qualia to say a few words?
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a huge shock. And I think half of our team, I think this is the first hackathon we've done before. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to the judges. Some really great feedback from you guys, and it was great. It was a fun time pitching this and coming up with this idea. So thank you so much.
Yay, thanks. We're glad you enjoyed it. And now that we all know who the first, second, and third place winners are, we also have 2 other awards. The first one will be most innovative. The most innovative award goes to Odd Job Board. Amazing. I'm not sure if they're here on the call, but if they are, congrats. If not, we'll be reaching out to you afterwards. And we also have another prize, most community focused, which goes to Phoenix Wright. Great work. And this is not something we announced initially, but because we've seen how participants have engaged with us, we thought it was just right to award our most engaged participant in this hackathon. And this goes to Maddie. We hope you enjoyed your time in this hackathon. The most engaging participant will receive a Telstra Dave kit, which was kindly gifted to us, and we hope you make the most out of it. Yep, so I think that was all the prizes for this hackathon. I'll just like to say thank you to all the judges, all the teams who took the time to actually participate and come up with innovative solutions, as well as to the organizing team for yeah, just making this a success. I think I'll head it back to Prat now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Just. And like she said, a big thank you to each and everyone who came today and who's been putting their effort over the last couple of months as well. It's not an easy task organizing things like these and actually having participants come in and put their blood, sweat, and tears into doing something amazing. And then the judges themselves who've sacrificed the entire weekend to get this through and ensure that you guys have such an amazing experience and feedback. So thank you to each and every one of you.